Full and uncut versions available on Patreon. Check in the description below.
Greetings once again, Pokemaniacs. Duuz-Diz-Din back again with more of the Pokemon Adventures manga. This time with a special 2 chapters made for after Red and Gold went off on their little training excursion. The Mask of Ice has been defeated. Gold has managed to come out on top, defeating Team Rocket with the help of the gym leaders and the other Pokedex holders, surviving space and time itself. He's looking for self-improvement. Now, I am cheating a little bit here, just doing these 2 chapters, but because the previous video was so long, like that final chapter of the Gold and Silver arc was a lot. So much so that I believe they originally collected it in the next volume after that, when it was originally being published, because there was some kind of delay for it. Which is such a mind-blowing finale, I felt I needed a little downtime. So a special 2-parter, and it should be just the palate cleanser that I need, so I can finally be ready to go into Ruby and Sapphire. So join me as we check in on Gold and Red one more time, shall we? Right, Pokemon Special, Mount Silver Training. We pick up at Mount Silver. The ones training at Mount Silver are, we see an electrical blast from a Pikachu going off, and oh no, a Pikachu and a Pichu clashing. Interesting. What is the bond between Red and Pika? Yeah, apparently this was actually created because of some kind of popularity poll that went on. And naturally, who won the popularity was Red and Pika. So I guess they decided to do a little something for the one part of the story that nobody really got to see. We see Gold dangling in a massive crater or off of a cliff, yelling out, "Whoa, time out, time out." Red comes over and grabs his hand, saying, "You alright, Gold?" Gold shouts, "How could I be, Senior Red?" As Red pulls the Gold up, Gold says, "Geez, Mount Silver has a lot of strong Pokemon, so it'll be good for training my ass." Ooh, got cursing in this one. Then again, this isn't coming from a Viz translation. Your team's a million times stronger than mine. Well, that's why you're here, buddy, to train up. Get good, as it were. Gold then notices something around the corner going, He has his Pichu attack with a thunder shock, saying, "A shady guy, who are you?" And it's the director of the Goldenrod radio station. Gold saying, "Oh, if it ain't old Goldenrod radio director Hero." The director, fried, gets up and hands his card to Red, saying, "Pleased to meet you, Red. I'm here, the director of Goldenrod Radio. I heard you were training at Mount Silver, so I came in hopes of interviewing you. You certainly have quite the team." And Hero starts taking pictures of Red's team: Aerodactyl, Gyarados, Snorlax, Venusaur, Poliwrath, and Pikachu. And speaking of which, it's not one of my videos unless I'm pointing out my favorite Pokemon. And in this, we naturally have Red's Gyarados. But as Hero's taking pictures saying, "Say cheese," Gold shouts, "Hey, he still hasn't agreed to interview." That is true. Red's just kind of taking it because he's so nice. But Hero shouts verbosely, saying, "Recently, both Johto and Kanto were thrown into absolute chaos. It's only thanks to the Pokedex holders that peace was restored. And I think that one of those Pokedex holders was winner of the last Pokemon League." And a very haughty Gold says, "I'm the one who agreed to the interview, bub." But Hero ignores him, saying, "I realized that it was my responsibility as a man of the media to do so, with a revolutionary 4-hour long special." Oh God, I love the flashbacks to what happened. And I think this was published in 2011, whereas the original manga came out in, what was it, 2002? So I think it's almost like a 10-year gap, but it doesn't feel like it missed a beat. Red tries to calm down Gold, saying, I don't really mind." But Gold points out, "Really? Hey, we're gonna have a rematch, so don't get in the way." Hero says, "But of course." Gold calls out, "Pivu, come on, Pivu." And we see he's taken off guard as Red's Pikachu is bouncing his child on his tail. Oh, the parada papa. And hey, come on, family bonding moment. Gold sulks, saying, man, there's no tension between them at all. Red says, I think that's a given. People was born from the egg found at the daycare when Pika and Yellow Choo-Choo were there. He's special in Pika's eyes. And look, they're not just playing around. It looks like Pika's trying to teach him something. Today's our 3rd day on Mount Silver. I wonder if Pika's in training mode now too. Yep, full dad mode. Gold calls out, all right, how about we try out what Master Pika showed you? This way, Peeboo. Oh, suddenly out of nowhere, something whips out and grabs Pichu, Gold's Pichu, and drags it into the bush. Gold goes following after, diving in. Oh, only to get nailed in the stomach. What the heck? Red calls out for Gold, and as he comes upon Gold doubled over in pain, winded from the experience, he then notices a cut on Gold's leg too. Red says, your leg is cut. I swear I saw that attack hit you in the gut. But Pikachu, not too happy with his child being stolen, goes rushing in, pissed. Gold weakly calls out, you go too. Don't worry about me. Just find Peeboo. Red says, right. Mr. Hero, take care of Gold. Snore, Saru, Polly, Arrow, Yara, you guys protect this place. Oh, so it's just him and Pikachu. Right, because, it was decided that they were the winner of this little situation. It kind of sucks that Gold has to kind of gets jobbed because of that, but honestly, it makes a lot of sense. Gold gets himself wrecked pretty often, and Red's just fresh off of being incapacitated for a while after this, so it's not bad. Not bad at all. As Red's other Pokemon protect Gold and Mr. Hero, Red and Pikachu take off. As Red and Pikachu make their way through the forest, Red says there's no doubt it went this way. Exactly what Pokemon was it? From the way it took Peeboo, it had something like whips. He thinks of a Tentacruel. Well, Pikachu thinks of a Tentacruel. Red ponders some more, saying, considering the attack Gold took, it's able to throw strong punches. Pikachu thinks of a Hitmonchan. As they continue through the forest, Red says, that wasn't all though. Judging by the cut Gold got on his leg. Oh, both Pikachu and Gold sense something coming their way. But Red grabs Pikachu, saying, chill out. You can attack after we figure out who our opponent is. Red grabs Pikachu and dives out of the way of an incoming attack that seems to cleave clean through a tree. Red looks at where the tree was struck, saying, that was one hell of a steady punch. There's a cut by it too. So it's like there was an impact and a cut as well. Weird. What Pokemon could it be? A Scizor? Gold says that means the Pokemon has sharp blades, and Gold thinks of a Scyther. Which, bam, another one of my favorites. Love me some Scyther. I'm digging the mystery. Oh, suddenly whatever it is whips out of the bushes. Red calls out, it's here. This time it's a whip attack. And as the whip-like whatever it is comes lashing out, Red and Pikachu barely manage to dodge out of the way, as whatever it is continues to just zip around them through the forest. Red says it uses punches, whip, and blade, and it's fast to the point that I can't even figure out its shape. A Pokemon with the characteristics of many others. Is there really a Pokemon like that here? Yeah, I can't really think. But Red seems to realize something, saying, that's it. So that's how it is. Hey Pika, going by only sight and sensation, how did those punches, slices, and whip? What was your first response? Pikachu thinks on this. Red tells him, all those moves were ones we know well. Dynamic Punch, Razor Leaf, and Vine Whip. Oh, what? I thought it was only one Pokemon, so I got stumped. But maybe it was two wild Pokemon that took Peeboo. A Poliwrath and a Venusaur. And I guess that makes a bit of sense. But why? Well, that's the end of the first chapter of the special. I'm digging the mystery, though. It really has me stumped. I can't imagine what it could be. Well, on to the next chapter. Alright, chapter 2. And as Red calls out, show yourselves, Pikachu strikes like lightning with lightning on a nearby tree, and out of that tree emerges a Poliwrath and a Venusaur, with the Venusaur with Pichu and its whip. But how are they moving so fast? That's the thing that doesn't make any sense. Red shouts, I knew it. But as Pikachu gets a good look at these rather deranged looking Pokemon, Pikachu looks to Red, just shaking his head like, oh, I don't think I wanna. Something ain't right here. Red says, you feel it too, right? This strange sensation, the hostility coming from those normally on our side, the difficulty of having to fight then, even more so because we're shaken from them taking our dear Peeboo hostage. But Pikachu, he's ready to jump in, and he does so, with Red calling out, cool it, Pika! But as Pika goes for the Poliwrath goes for the punch. Pikachu manages to dodge it, but nearly gets his head taken off by a razor leaf, just barely managing to dodge that as well. Red jumps in and grabs his little buddy, saying, seriously, simmer down. But Pikachu ain't having it. He's flailing around in Red's grip. Red says, I got it. At first I thought the punch could cut things, but Venusaur used Razor Leaf, so it could always be hidden in the shadows of Poliwrath's punches and cover the areas it missed. Yeah, why though? Something about that just does not make sense. Why are they so coordinated? They're definitely not a duo you'd think. It was wild. Maybe they came up with this as a survival tactic for living on this mountain full of other strong Pokemon. Okay, but why take Pichu? Red says anyhow, if they were our allies, they'd be reliable, but as opponents, it's awfully hard to fight them. The reason they took Peeboo and the reason they're challenging us is beyond me, but all we can do is take them on. Let's do this, Pika. But Pikachu seems to be a little down in the dumps. I says, Pika? What, you feeling down? Is it because you could have figured things out sooner if you were calm? And Pikachu just gives this dejected sigh, and Red just laughs. Man, so even you feel like that, huh? I'm kind of relieved. Pika returned, and he brings Pika into his Pokeball. As Pikachu is flailing inside the ball, Red tells him, don't worry, if you want to teach Peeboo something, there's no time like the present, right? I've got a plan. I won't move or talk. You'll stay in the ball. And then, as they plan, Venusaur and Poliwrath kind of turn to each other, questioning what they're up to. But Red turns with determination in his eyes and steps towards the two. Poliwrath and Venusaur are at the ready, and as Red approaches, Venusaur goes in with its vines. But Red, he doesn't move, just continues walking forward. Red thinks to himself, Venusaur's vines only seem to attack opponents that are loud or move a lot. I'll keep movements and speech to a minimum. If I make it past the vines, I only need to worry about Poliwrath's punches and Venusaur's razor leaf. You charge up electricity while I approach. Don't have back because who we're fighting. The second the ball opens, the fight is on. And so, in an instant, just as he makes it past Venusaur and Poliwrath, Red unleashes Pikachu, who gives a thunderbolt to Poliwrath and an Iron Tail to Venusaur. Pichu is released and Pikachu goes for the save, hugging his son. Pikachu and Red give each other a thumbs up, and Pichu is returned to gold, with Mr. Hero falling behind after. As after that, the three of them all go into the hot springs of Mount Silver, enjoying a little quality time. You even have a moment between Red's Poliwrath and Gold's Politoed. But I still don't understand. As Red's relaxing, Gold looks at him thinking, I saw it earlier, but as carefree as he is, I never expected Red to change so much when serious. I want to beat him someday. That stoic Red. Oh, the stoic Red from the games. So that's the way of kind of bringing that stoicism of Red from the games to his counterpart in the manga. It's not that Red doesn't have that stoic nature, but it's only when, he's ready for a real fight. We cut to a few days later at Red's house, where Gold and Red are chilling out. Red seems to be looking through books, while Gold's just sitting watching TV on his bed. Red pulls something out saying, found it, here it is. Gold, what did you call that attack you used against the masked man? Gold says, Super Rising Thunder. I kinda just shouted a name I thought sounded strong, and to think it ended up just like that. It was all that electric power we got from Raikou, he says, patting Pichu. Red pulls out the book saying, I wonder if this is its actual name. Oh wow. Okay, see, this is what gives away when this took place because we see a poster with the electric types of quite a few generations. You have Pichu, Pikachu, Raichu, Plusle, Minun, Pachimaro, and Emolga. And there's even Watson on one of the pamphlet too. The electric times, the ultimate attack Volt Tackle. An unknown technique has been discovered. See, I love that because it's just like, okay, how have we never seen this technique before? Because it was only just learned. And once it's learned, people all throughout the place are starting to try to learn it too. Right, it says the ultimate attack, Volt Tackle. Cole shouts, ultimate attack? You know, I didn't want to learn how to use it on our own. Volt Tackle, huh? Red looks through the pamphlet. Gold looks through the pamphlet as Red goes through one of his drawers saying, in that case, I'll lend you these insulated gloves. Oh man, just like Red. Cool. I wonder if Red just has a whole bunch of those on hand. They're great when practicing electric moves. You can have them until you get everything down. Gold says, thanks a bunch. No, there sure are a lot of convenient and rare things in your room. He looks to a poster that reads Lizardon, and Gold goes, Lizardon? Isn't it supposed to be Charizard? And it says, oh, that. I guess that's what they call Charizard overseas. I got that poster from a pal far away. That's hilarious. The regional differences in what you call Pokemon. Oh man, that's kind of cool. That is so funny. That is such a wild little concept. I feel like in the Japanese version it read Charizard. And you have these two Japanese characters commenting on it like, Charizard? Isn't that Lizardon? Wait, what? That's so fun. Red tells him, the world sure is big. Gold tells him, maybe Volt Tackle is called Super Rising Thunder in that country then. Red says, maybe. Red then heads for the door with his Pikachu saying, make yourself at home, all right? Gold questions, where you headed? Red tells him, I got plans with Green. Okay, so is it green or is it blue-green? As Gold really did make himself at home, just sitting on Red's bed, eating chips, watching TV. He just says, he sure is busy. On the TV, the report reads, the virus said to have been discovered in the depths of outer space. It's currently being investigated via a rocket in a satellite orbit. The situation is being broadcast in detail to the Most Deep Space Center. Most Deep Space Center? That sounds familiar. Is this leading into Deoxys? Yeah, this is definitely setting up something that I haven't seen yet, which is funny considering where I'm reading this. Gold burps saying, first foreign countries and now space. No way I can keep up with that. Wonder if there's Pokemon in space too. As Red makes his way down the streets of Pallet Town once again with his Pikachu. He says, hey Pika, in the future we might have to deal with a lot of trouble again, but I'll be there for you then. Pikachu gives a very confident gesture. Red says, huh? You'll be the one to support me when I'm down? I'll be counting on you, Pika. That was good. You know, having read through these chapters, I've been reminded of one thing before that I know about something coming up, something that happens to Red. Yeah, okay. Vague memories are coming back to me about it. Okay, I'll talk about it when we get to that point, but it'll be a hot minute. But man, that was fun. I do kind of wish we actually got a battle between Red and Gold though, because I thought that's what we were kind of leading into. We'd have a couple of chapters to just, get them facing off, see the fruits of Gold's training and all that. But considering why this was created, it's understandable why everything transpired the way it did. Oh well, there's always a chance we might see it somewhere down the line. But Gold isn't... I like that Gold is motivated to be a stronger trainer. Not be so much out of desperation, but he was never doing it out of desperation. He became stronger in order to face off against Silver, and then he wants to do it again in order to face off against Red. Gold is very goal-oriented. Without those little bits of motivation, he'd probably never actually get better in terms of a trainer, but I like the fact that Red's always on the move. And I like that, again, like I said before, they do go into that stoicism you see in the games, but it's a little bit more in the view of kind of like how Link, how it was described in Hyrule Warriors. It's when he's in those tense situations, that's when he goes stoic. And you just don't catch the moments of levity from him because he's taking things so seriously. But when he's in his downtime, he's in his full downtime. That's an interesting way of looking at things. But a good couple of chapters. I'm glad I read it. Also glad I did this just to get a little bit of a break. But next time, it's back to the grind as we start off with Ruby and Sapphire. Again, like I said before, the last couple of games I played before a hiatus, not from the anime though, I was still watching a few seasons into the anime, but after Ruby and Sapphire, the next Pokemon games I actually played were Sun and Moon, which tells you about the gap in terms of my memory for things. So bear with me when we get to that point, but I want to say thank you so much for watching this video. Like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed the ride, and until next time, I've been Duuz-Diz-Din, and I hope to see you in the next one. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.